भगवत गीता का अनमोल ज्ञान लेने के लिए सब्सक्राइब करें गिव गीता चैनल को और बेल आइकन को क्लिक करना ना भूलें।
If you are happy, you are successful. And how will that happiness come? How will that success come? By knowledge. But tell me one thing. In the last 200 years, has peace increased or decreased? Because peace is satisfaction and peace are actually the basic components of happiness. In the last 100 years, okay. Has satisfaction and peace increased or decreased? Decreased. That means happiness is also decreased. But in the last 100 to 200 years, knowledge is increased or decreased? Increased. Oh my God, that's not a right combination. Because he said where knowledge increases, happiness should increase. But knowledge has increased, but happiness has decreased. How do you match these two? That's a big tangle. How do you get out of it? Simple, there can be only two reasons. One, that this knowledge is not knowledge. And the second is, when you hear the second one, you'll say, no, the second one is right. That this knowledge is lacking some other knowledge, due to which this knowledge has not been able to operate. Because to say that this knowledge is not knowledge, like this mic is here, electricity is there, right? To say this knowledge is not knowledge is going to be wrong. It's actually is not right to say that this is not knowledge. Then that means the second answer is right. That this knowledge is missing, something is missing. Now if you go to a person, he says, I'm going to give you a check. Call that check only here also, no? Because check has got two connotations. In India, we call that bill and you call it check here. So he says, I'm going to give you a check. And he starts writing zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And he's writing those zeros. And you are going, oh my God. Your heart is jumping. And then before that, he puts a line like this. In the end, he puts like this. There are almost 20 zeros there. What is the value of the zeros? Sorry, they are numbers. If you write numbers on the check, they have value. But sorry, the zero in itself has got no value. It's got no value. But this is the number. What number would you like to place before these zeros? Yeah, that's a smart person. Because sometimes people say 1. Oh, you're crazy. You have to be smart. Write 9. Same question I sometimes put up in India. I ask them. In Europe also I used to put up this question that if Bill Gates says, ask whatever you want from me. So what you should ask? So they'll give me different answers. When I go, you just tell him, adopt me as your son. And you got all the inheritance comes to you. And write down in your will that everything will be inherited by my son, adopted son. So 9, yes, absolutely right, 9. When you put a 9 before these zeros, all these zeros will have value. In the same way, this knowledge today are big zeros. I'm not saying to finish this. No. That will be foolishness. A smart person uses everything in the right way. Right? Snake also used for treatment of snake bite. But it should go from the hand of a chemist. Right? A pharmacist. Not directly. You take it directly, you're gone. So in the same way, these numbers, these zeros, today knowledge is like this. I sometimes say it is like half-cooked food. If you're very hungry, you get half-cooked food. When you eat that food, what would you say? You'll say, class. Great. But after 1 hour, huh? So this material knowledge is also like this. Initially when you get it, you say, and after some time, It is not giving you that peace. It's not giving you satisfaction. It's not giving you peace because it is not made to give you that. Those zeros on the check will make your heart go thumping. But in the end, when he puts a line like this, draws a line on both the ends, you're finished. You'll say, come on. You may get a heart attack. So now what is that knowledge missing? Because in these zeros, what was missing? A number. In the same way, knowledge can only be completed by knowledge. Number can only be... Now if you put 0, 0, 0, and then he draws a man in front of it. No use. He puts his photograph in front of it. No use. Because number can only be completed by number. In the same way, this knowledge is incomplete. It can only be completed by knowledge. Now we have to understand which knowledge is missing. Because of which this knowledge has not been able to give us what it should give. And that is, knowledge should give happiness. Ignorance gives suffering.